Hi guys, welcome to the 3-day What is Coaching group. My name is Michelle Dufour and I'm one of the coaches in the group. I'm just going to take a couple minutes and give you guys my background as to how I became a Beachbody coach and kind of where I'm at with my business. And if you guys have any questions on anything specific, you guys can comment below in the comment section of my post. So again, my name is Michelle. I live in St. Michael, Minnesota. Marissa Longwell, who is also one of the coaches leading this group, she and I are accountability partners, and we did not know each other before Beachbody, but we became very good friends quickly. We are part of the same upline team, so that's kind of how we met, and we have very similar ways of being, so we found that we were very good for each other. So that brings us to this group. As to why I became a Beachbody coach or how I became a Beachbody coach, the middle of April in 2004, so about 18 months ago, I decided that I had had enough of wallowing and being sorry for myself and just accepting that where I was with my fitness and my health was how I was going to live the rest of my life. I had two very active kids. They swim, they're in gymnastics, they're in soccer. My son is in wrestling as well, and I couldn't keep up with anything that they were doing at all. I was winded immediately. I was tired. I sat as a sideline mom for way too long. And it took my daughter asking me to coach her soccer team because she had watched me coach my son's soccer team, and I had to say no. I couldn't physically coach 10 girls anymore. I couldn't chase after them. I wouldn't be able to keep up with them. And knowing that other parents were watching me, it was extremely embarrassing. So I actually looked at my daughter and I said, no, I can't coach your team. Knowing that absolutely for time, I could. Was I going to be there anyway? Of course. It was a very devastating moment for me. And having to say, nope, I'm sorry, but not really being sorry, was kind of a shift for me. So a few of my friends from high school became Beachbody coaches about 2.5 years ago. They kind of vary in time. And for about the 6 months before I joined, they had been posting about challenge groups and this coaching opportunity and these programs that you could do at home that were 30 to 45 minutes and just about how amazing it was for them. They could stay at home with their kids. They didn't have to go to a gym. The one-time cost versus spanning that out over months and months, and they could work out as much or as little as they wanted, and they weren't paying for something they weren't using. Just these endless posts of positivity and affirmations about how great everything worked. I finally, like I said, in April, got on board, and while I was sitting watching my son win the state tournament for wrestling, I was on my phone signing up with my coach to buy Focus T25 with Shakeology. And that was the day that I firmly believe I took a step forward and I said, I want to be me again. I used to be funny. I used to be fit. I used to be healthy. I used to be happy. And for years, I had just kind of been a shell of myself. And it wasn't fair to my boyfriend. It wasn't fair to my friends that I love. It definitely wasn't fair to my kids. And at the end of the day, most importantly, it wasn't fair to me. I had tried so many other things, fitness clubs I'd gone to, which I wasn't consistent at going to. I joined the Y. Probably the most consistent I was at the Y, and that was probably 2 days a week that I would go. And I dreaded it because my daughter just absolutely hated the childcare, and so she cried the whole time. I've tried Lifetime. I've tried LA Fitness. Done the gamut. Nothing worked. And I definitely wasn't consistent in any of it. So I was spending all this money and I wasn't using it. So about 2 weeks into Focus T25, it dawned on me that I had now worked out for 2 weeks straight. OMG. I hadn't done that in probably 12 years, honest to God, if not longer. And I felt amazing. It was about 2 weeks into it. There was a post in the challenge group that was asking us to talk about how we're feeling now, like thoughts that we have, feelings that we have, versus how we felt when we started. And it didn't really dawn on me that my mindset had started to shift. I was finding that life was more positive. I was finding that I wasn't getting winded going up and down the stairs, that I had more energy, that I was running around with my kids, not really realizing, I guess, that I was doing it. And so it took that post for me to actually sit down and think about it. And I was like, holy cow, this really does work. 60 days of the program, I lost almost 30 pounds. I lost 17 inches off my big body, and I felt amazing. And so my coach asked if I was interested in coaching. And, I thought about it for a while. I didn't really know how serious I wanted to get with it, but I really enjoyed Shakeology, and I enjoyed what it did for me, and it made my life a lot easier when I was running around with the kids. So not having to pay a full price for that was more or less, like, in and of itself, the reason that I would have joined no matter what. But we started talking, and, I talked about kind of like the network of people that I would choose to reach out to and why I would reach out to them, and what kind of dynamic I would offer to the team that she was growing. And it just, as I was talking as though I had already started. So I decided to join. Your first 30 days, it doesn't really matter anyway. You're not paying that business fee until 30 days after. So she's like, give it a month, see what you think. I'll put you in our coach training group and see, if you like it and if you're comfortable reaching out to people and sharing your story. And I had like 6 challengers join me that first month, and probably about the same amount the next month. And that following month, I had 2 coaches added to my team, so I became Emerald. And then 30 days after that, I had another 6 coaches join me, and so I became Diamond. And all of a sudden, I had this family, this team that I had built just by sharing my story. So that's kind of like the beginning, if you will. It's the first 6 months of my business anyway. And if I had to break down specifically what my why is, why I started with Beachbody, even just as a challenger, because that is really where my story begins. I would say that on the day that I started with Beachbody, and the reason that I have continued to stick with them is because Beachbody gave me back. I was not me for a very long time. And every day I feel more and more like me. And by doing the things that a coach does in Beachbody, which is so much more than, selling, but I learned so much about personal development and taking time for you. And if you're not, 100% you can't be 100% for anyone else. And Beachbody is so much about just taking care of yourself. And so with that every day, and that reminder every day, and being surrounded by a community that is focused on that mindset, I am a better person. I am a better me. And I feel like I found me again. So that would be my why. So I hope that my story was interesting to you. And I look forward to the next 2 days of really getting into some videos from our top coaches and how they feel about things, talking about, money, because that's always an interesting subject for people, and really what you do when you start coaching. You can jump in with both feet. You can kind of be a sideline and check it out for a little while and dabble a little bit. You can just become a coach for discounts. There's lots of different things that we're going to go over. So I hope you guys come back tomorrow, and I hope you check out the group. And if you have questions, like I said, just post them in the comment section below. All right. You guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for stopping by.